Darth Maul was almost the villain of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. The Star Wars sequel trilogy. You know, it's hard to think of a more universally beloved trilogy of movies about which fans have absolutely nothing to complain about, and everything was just perfectly planned out from the very beginning. I mean, everything.
Every word of what you just said was wrong.
What's that you say? George Lucas revealed that he had wildly different plans for the Star Wars sequel trilogy? And those plans involved yet another dude in a robe who fell down a shaft to his presumed untimely death? Well, color me surprised. That's right, Star Wars fans. Now, it's no secret that George Lucas had big plans for a Star Wars sequel trilogy, but said plans went into the proverbial Sarlacc pit like so many Boba Fett's when Disney purchased Lucasfilm back in 2012. And in the years since, we've gleaned bits and pieces of Lucas's grand plans for episodes 7 through 9, but this new revelation, well, let's just say it takes the space cake. Now, as we all know, rumors of Darth Maul's demise were greatly exaggerated, and he found a new lease and a new set of horrific junkyard spider legs on life in the Clone Wars animated series. Now, as we learned during Solo, a Star Wars story, Darth Maul went on to become a major player in organized crime in the galaxy far, far away, running the vaunted Crimson Dawn crime syndicate. Well, as it turns out, that was part and parcel of George Lucas's sequel trilogy plans all along. As first reported by Screen Rant and Polygon, a massive, and I mean massive, new book from Taschen by Paul Duncan, titled The Star Wars Archives, Episodes 1 through 3, 1999 through 2005, features new interviews with George Lucas about his grand plans for Darth Maul, and how some of them wound up in Solo, a Star Wars story. According to Screen Rant, a Reddit user fittingly named BothanSpy89 shared an image of this sumptuous tome in which Lucas says that Darth Maul would become the godfather of crime in the universe because as the Empire falls, he takes over. The other main villain in this trilogy would be a woman named Darth Talon, a Lethan Twi'lek woman from the Star Wars Legacy comics who would become Darth Maul's apprentice and would basically serve as the sort of Darth Vader figure for this sequel trilogy that never was. The book also touches on how the late, great Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia Organa would have taken center stage as she tries to rebuild the Republic in the wake of the Empire's collapse. Meanwhile, Luke is trying to train a brand new generation of Jedi. Now, in addition to pockets of Imperial holdouts, they must also contend with Darth Maul and the criminal underbelly in the galaxy far, far away who are moving in to fill the Empire's power vacuum. By the end of that trilogy, Luke would have rebuilt the Jedi Order, the New Republic would be firmly cemented, and Leia would become the Supreme Chancellor, with Lucas noting that she ended up being the chosen one. She didn't. It all sounds kind of great, actually. I mean, look, to be fair, despite my issues with its execution, the prequel trilogy sounds pretty awesome on paper. But alas and alack, when it comes to this sequel trilogy, we'll never see this particular version of the galaxy far, far away. But at least we can live vicariously as elements of George Lucas's unused ideas and other deep-cut legends and references worm their way into future Star Wars stories. But if you want to find out what else George Lucas had on his mind, his philosophy and all manner of behind-the-scenes insights into the prequels, you'll just have to pick up a copy of the Star Wars Archives Episodes 1 through 3, 1999 through 2005 for yourself, available now from Taschen. But in the meantime, folks, tell me, what do you think of all this? Would you rather have seen this version of the sequel trilogy as opposed to what we got? What other unused aspects of George Lucas or other Star Wars legends do you want to see in future Star Wars stories?
The reading is off the chart.
Let's discuss in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, make sure you stay tuned to Nerdist.com.